Is D&D on the brink of collapse? We've seen a few D&D YouTubers leaving YouTube recently, and that's a painful thing to see happen. But the bigger question is, does that give hint to the future of the game itself? GameMasters here, and I'll state right off the bat, I'm not anticipating on leaving YouTube. Simply put, I'm having too much fun making the videos that I make, but I can also honestly say that I'm not fully in it for the money. I don't see it as a get-rich-quick ploy. Yeah, it's a fine thing to see a little cash come in doing something that I enjoy, and I cannot thank my YouTube members and Patreon supporters enough for their contributions to the channel. But honestly, I really wanted to offer up my view of what's going on regarding other content creators leaving this YouTube platform. The view from Guy over at How to Be a Great GM is that he's given all the advice that he can give on how to be a great GM. He's written books. He's done live plays, which he's going to continue to do, by the way. But he's said all of the things that he can regarding tips and tricks. I can respect that, and his decision to end his D&D-based channel. He's not quitting YouTube, but it's still going to leave a hole in the D&D landscape because he put out some really cool videos. Then you have Man Shorts also leaving. Others too, but me, I don't want to leave. I enjoy making these videos. I genuinely like the game called Dungeons and Dragons, though to be fair, the version that I play is likely not what most would simply recognize. I homebrew the crap out of it because over the years, I've made the game mine, and me and my table have found other fun systems that we enjoy, but have converted those fun bits and elements from those other systems to work at our table in our D&D games. But the way I see it, this new version of 5th edition is hitting all the right spots with a lot of players. The new Dungeon Master's Guide is solid, as is the new Player's Handbook. And we're going to see how the new Monster Manual shapes up here in just a few weeks, but overall, the game looks like it's thriving. Yeah, okay. One could point out all the stuff that Hasbro and WotC has pulled over the years. And this isn't to say that folks are not justified in losing interest. I'm certainly not a fan of the brand being lent out to a gambling company. I only see disaster there from a wholesome point of view. But from Wizards of the Coast, it's a method for them to license out the brand and in return put more cash into their pockets. That negative element aside, I do see an opportunity to explore this new, what I call a 5.5 edition, and present that exploration to all of you, while at the same time exploring other games and systems, as I always have, and then finally kind of meshing everything together. But I would be remiss if I didn't explore what was going on in the community and why some might feel a pretty big disconnect. Dungeons and Dragons has been around for nearly 50 years, and in that time, it's evolved in countless ways. From its early days as a niche war game, gaming game, to becoming a mainstream phenomena as seen in Stranger Things. D&D's journey has been nothing short of remarkable, and I can't help but find that fascinating. I don't think that anyone can dismiss the fact that there is a lot of passionate discussion being had within that Dungeons & Dragons community. Some players really like the direction that the game is heading, while others have gone back to the nostalgia of older editions, while others have simply just left the game completely. Now, I think that for the most part, folks have left the company behind the brand. They've left WotC, not necessarily the brand of Dungeons & Dragons itself. I know a few vocal lot that refuse to give Wizards any money regardless of their enjoyment of the game. I can fully understand that view, and I think that could contribute to a collapse of the game itself. On the other hand, and I can only use my own real world experience to base this next view off of, but that is my table wants to continue to play D&D. The players and the club at where I work at want to continue to play D&D. Yes, they all want to check out other games as well, but Dungeons and Dragons is the main thing that they enjoy playing. And honestly, it's not even about the edition. I've got one group that wants to play 3.5. I've got another group that wants to go all the way back to first edition, but another wants to stick out and hang out and play the latest 5th edition version. For them, it's less about the company behind it and more what they themselves can make the game into. As for this channel, as I said, I don't anticipate going anywhere. I'm still planning 5th edition content, but you will see a hint of other material. 2nd edition, the advanced Dungeons & Dragons material specifically. And 2, you'll see a peppering of other games throughout the coming year. I get a lot of ideas specifically from you guys, both from the comments made here on the channel, in the videos and across my various community posts, but also from within my Discord channel, as well as over on my Patreon. If you would like to contribute ideas, I most certainly invite you to share them. I think that that's always been one of my number one focuses, is the interaction with all of you guys, the viewers. Second to that, this channel came about as a way to be the eyes of peeking at the material. We've seen over the past 5 years or so, many bookstores closing up. But back in the day, it's not one of those videos, I promise, but back in the day, we used to be able to go into a game store, even bookstores, and thumb through the game books to see if they were any good. That's also been a goal of this channel, is to be those eyes, because let's face it, in this digital age, sites like Amazon and D&D Beyond, they want you to buy blind. They want you to buy the book without knowing much about it. And I am not a fan of that. So if I can bring that element back and actually show you what you can expect to see within any given role-playing book, what's within those pages, well, honestly, that's one of my aims to do with this channel. But I gotta point out that part of the reason others have been leaving the DnD Tuber YouTube platform is because they are simply no longer seeing the numbers in terms of views on their videos, at least not that like what they used to see. I'm talking channels that had subscribers in the hundreds of thousands were easily getting that many views per video. Now they're lucky to even break 5,000 views. And I don't think it's the content. I think it's YouTube not pushing the videos themselves out, not recommending those videos to a broader audience any longer. Deficient Master recently did a video where he tasked folks to watch watch 2 of his videos back to back. Honestly, that's among one of the top ways for you guys, the viewer, to influence the algorithm. In fact, let's do a test. At the end of this video, I'm going to post a short video of mine in a little box over here, and then just watch it. Go to your YouTube, after you've watched it, then go to your YouTube homepage. And I'm willing to bet that you'll see more of my videos recommended at that point. And that's exactly what Deficient Master's point was as well. The YouTube algorithm can make or break a channel, especially if it's a smaller one like mine. Yes, giving the video a thumbs up and subscribing if you aren't goes a long way. But watching back-to-back videos of any given channel, that's likely the number one factor in a channel's recommendation, and subsequently its growth. Have we veered off from the original question I asked? Yeah, perhaps just a little. As a reminder, it was simply this. Is it that these larger D&D tubers leaving, is that an indication that the game of Dungeons & Dragons is on the brink of collapse? And honestly, I don't think that it is. I think that there is certainly something going on, and to an extent, this very video, the one that you're watching right now, is a test of something that I suspect. But only time will tell if I'm right in my thinking. Yeah, I know that sounds a touch cryptic, but there's a segment in Guy's video about closing down his channel where he mentions that he visited the YouTube office and that they flat out told him that he couldn't make any more D&D videos. And there was something about that just doesn't make sense. But I do have a theory. Now, some may say it's a conspiracy theory, but could it be that Wizards of the Coast has made a deal with YouTube to only promote their videos regarding Dungeons and Dragons, and that all other D&D related videos simply don't get that push or recommendation? Wow. Yeah, that's a crazy conspiracy that would be crazy. But does it sound plausible? I want to thank everyone for watching, and I especially need to thank my YouTube members and Patreon supporters, as their contributions have gone a very long way in supporting this channel, and I cannot thank them enough. As mentioned, I'd also like to invite everyone watching to join my GameMasters Discord, as really we get into a lot of fun discussions there, and a little bit of trouble too. But it's not just, those discussions are not just about D&D, but other games as well. And many of those get turned into videos. So if you'd like to influence the direction that this channel is going to be taking, definitely feel free to join. I'll leave a link down in the description, as well as down here below me underneath this little talking box. I've also got coming up a live stream of Q&A, questions and answers, later this week. So be sure to subscribe to that so that you don't miss it. I'd love to hear your questions. Plus, I'll have a link to it in my Discord if you'd like to join in on the live stream itself and just chat. Ask your questions live to everybody. Regarding all of this, how far off the mark do you think I am in my view of the D&D landscape? Is it a dying game? Is there really a conspiracy theory? Is that really why these creators are leaving, or is it something more of a mechanical nature, meaning that wild conspiracy behind the scenes that is going to actively cease to promote other D&D related content in favor of WotC's official YouTube channel? Something to think about. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. But to bust this conspiracy, watch this video next, and let's see if my channel sees a spike in recommends and video views. Until next our paths cross, may you enjoy the next YouTube video that you watch.